365, we making a place. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tight the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Well, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the All Sports, All Plays Network. We're continuing these one-on-one debates, and tonight, this evening, do I say we have something special for you? We have what we call the legendary debate. This is what it's going to be today. Because these two gentlemen are going to bring the heat. They're going to bring the fire. It's going to be epic. But first, let's bring out the judges. The first judge of the night. He's a referee today, heck. He's a coach. We call him Coach Cam. He's on Real Talk. What's up with it, Coach Cam?
What's going on, man? Excited for another debate. This one's going to be a good one. Got the old school versus the new school, so I'm anxious to see who come out on top.
Man, when I say it's about to be some fire, it's going to be some fire. Our next judge, he's from Jock Talk. He have many roles here at the network. He on pretty many shows. We call him Trey. What's up with it, Trey?
Oh man, I was at work all day and all I could think about was this debate: old school versus new school. Can the youngin take down the historian of it? It's gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna bring both of them are gonna bring the heat. Both of them are gonna be excited. It's topics they both are very, very knowledgeable about. So it's gonna be very, very interesting, and I'm very excited for this.
Well, let's not keep the people waiting. Let's give them what they want. Our first debater. You said an historian of the game. He played against Wilt Chamberlain. He played against all these cats. He's seen these cats eye to eye. Con man. What's up with it, Con?
What's going on, man? Hey, Freddie, man, I didn't play against Wilt Chamberlain, man. I ain't that old. I didn't play against Wilt Chamberlain, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mike, roll with it, Mike. And say, yeah, I did it. I shut him down.
Right? I wish I did. No, I didn't.
Coach Cam, I got a question for you. Chris is he's tough, man. He's young. He's a young lion. When you're going against him, does that add any pressure to this match or anything like that?
I mean, it should. It's all about what you know and how you articulate it. Wording is very important and everything like that.
Ask Michael, Coach Cam. You giving him the answer.
Oh, sorry.
Michael, are you under some type of pressure right now, or how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. If you're a true historian, you already know. It's already innate.
All right, there you go. Well, the next debater, he's from Real Talk. He brings the real talk. He's young. I think he's 19 years old. About to take on the historian of the game, the one and only Chris Brown. What's up with it, Chris?
Man, what's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, what's up, everybody? Man, I'm glad to be here. When I set up these matchups, I wanted everybody to go against the best competitor in round one. And so when I was thinking of myself, Mike's the historian. I'll be honest, there's not a lot of people I feel like that have the knowledge that he has, and I feel like I'm one of those guys. I wanted somebody that was going to test me. I wanted whoever was going to test me the most. I learned a lot from, rest in peace, my grandfather about the game of basketball. He taught me a lot. He was a historian. So going against Mike, I knew he was going to challenge me more than anybody. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm nervous. I'm excited. It's a difference.
All right, gentlemen, you guys know the rules. For the people that's just now watching the show on the first debate, each question they get a minute and a half to give their answer. They have a minute to rebuttal. Chris had the first question, but before we get started, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, Coach Cam is going to take care of the clock.
Yeah, I'll
Chris?
do it like Chris does it. You know, we you get a minute 30, last 10 seconds. You know, I hold my finger up. You get the 10 seconds there, and then once we say it's done, and we move on to the next person, and then a minute for rebuttal. All right, everybody got that?
Yes, sir.
You ready,
All right, it's go time.
The question is, where does Dr. J rank in the greatest dunker of all time?
I'll start the clock when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Go.
Man, shout out to Dr. J. He's a legend. But in this debate, in this topic and topics moving forward, I'm going to be talking about evolution. He's one of the best, but let me tell you who is the best dunker of all time, and that's Vince Sanity. That's Vince Carter. We talk about dunk contests. He's not even known for that. He's known for his poster visor. He's known for his huge dunks. The one he had at USA jumping over a 7-footer. The cockback dunk he had over Alonzo Mourning. The 360 off the wrong leg on fast break. Nobody was dunking like Vince Carter. He took the game to the next level. Shout out to Dr. J. He's a legend. But what Vince Carter did is saw what he did, and like I said, to the next level. I'm talking about windmills. I'm talking about 360s. I'm talking about between the legs. His missed dunks are better than some people's made dunks. It's so many highlights I wish I can show you right now to back up what I'm talking about. But let me talk about one play. Down about 2 points, 10, 15 seconds left. They throw it off the backboard on an out-of-bounds alley-oop, and he catches it all the way back here. Boom. Nobody was better than Vince Carter. He had the hops. He had the tricks. He did it in game, out of game. It didn't matter. When you talk about dunker, I'm talking about a guy that impacted the game. We talk about dunking the ball. When you look up top 10 dunks of all time, 5 or 6 of them are going to be Vince Carter's. Point blank, period. Vince Carter is the best dunker of all time. Like I said, he's not even he's not even known for that dunk contest. If you take the people in 2000, T-Mac and Steve Francis, they're winning every other year. But what Vince Carter did in that dunk contest, man, it set the stage for what we're seeing right now in NBA.
Time. That was it.
Woo! All right, Michael. Are you ready?
That was a very good answer. But, and here's my but. Without a doubt, the question was, where is he rated? Dr. J will be rated as the all-time dunker of all time. If there was no Dr. J, there'd be no dunk contest. Number one. Number two, Dr. J popularized the dunk, and with him and David Thompson popularizing the dunk in the ABA, there will be no dunk contest in the NBA. Dr. J, first of all, when he played back in the day, the games were only on tape delay. Dr. J did more dunks to bring, more influence to the game than Vince Carter did. Vince Carter was a very good dunker, but Dr. J popularized it. And you know something? You all remember when the first dunk you saw? That was special. Anything thereafter was just, fly by night. It didn't mean the same. Dr. J brought dunking to the world. Dr. J, and then revolutionized it in the Rucker, in the hood, which brought more notoriety. And without hesitant, I would say Dr. J by far. Where will he be rated? He will be rated number one in the laurels and the history of the NBA and the ABA.
That's it. Yeah, he had about 10 seconds left, so that was good right there. All right. Now it's rebuttal time. We each got a minute for that. Chris, it's your rebuttal. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going when you talk.
All right, so you talked about a dunk being shown to the world. Well, Vince Carter did it. He showed it to international people. Not only did he show it to people in the USA, but he showed it to everybody watching that Olympic game. And we taking it back to guys who really originated the dunk. Shout out to Elgin Baylor. Like you said, you talked about the evolution. It wouldn't be no Vince Carter for Dr. J, but it wouldn't be no Dr. J for guys like Elgin Baylor. So everybody took what the generation did before them and took it to another level. Like I said, shout out to Dr. J. For me, Vince 1, Dr. J 2, because Vince took what Dr. J did and took it to another level. We still haven't seen nobody do 360s in a fast break during the game off the opposite leg. We don't see nobody catching off the backboard off of out of bounds alley-oop. We don't see posterizers like we saw from guys like anymore, like what Vince Carter did. We don't see that no more. Vince Carter took what Dr. J did to another level, and nobody's ever going to top that.
All right. There we go. 1 minute for rebuttal comment. I'll go when you start talking.
Okay. Dr. J, again, Dr. J had the wherewithal to realize that what he was doing was something special. Vince Carter, he definitely revolutionized the dunk in the modern era, but in the old historian era, it was Dr. J by far. Dr. J brought more of an audience to the game. He brought more audience to watch and learn how to dunk. It was all because of Dr. J. And again, as I said before, without Dr. J, there is no Vince Carter. There is nobody. Again, because of what Dr. J did and David Thompson, they brought the ABA to the NBA. And therefore, the NBA developed the dunk contest, which again popularized for the whole nation to see. So in my eyes, Dr. J, by far, will be rated as the best dunker of all time.
All right. Round 1 is in the books.
That's tough.
That was definitely a good one there. With obviously comment going with Dr. J and Chris going with Vince Carter there. All right, now to question number 2, and we're going to start with the comment on this one. And this is a good debate here, I feel. What era was better in the NBA? The NBA old school, I'll say 90s and older, or the new school where we hit, the 2000s, to present. Comment, you get to start, and I'll start the clock as soon as you start talking.
This is right up my alley. First of all, old school, they played for the love of the game. Okay, first of all, the major differences between the old school and the new school is old school played straight up mano-a-mano basketball. There wasn't so many rule changes. You just went out there and you just played the game. Number 1. Number 2, the team concept. Teams stood together a lot longer. Therefore, they developed chemistry. They developed a love and trust for each other. That went on for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And by the teams playing together, they formed a more cohesive unit. And secondly, the defense. The defense was so hard. I mean, you had to go and play. When you had to play with your heart. I mean, you got beat up. I mean, you earned what you got. Right now, with the new school, you got all the new rules and regulations. I'm a referee, so I know. You got all the new rules and changes to make the game more faster, more quicker, whatever. But there's nothing like the old school, the way they used to play the damn game. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, too, is that the new school do not have fundamentals like the old school. Old school, you went to school and you played 4 years, and you learned the game from day one. You got the new school guys who are leaving after 1 year, 2 years, and have not learned the fundamentals. So I would go with the rivalries, fundamentals, defense, and team chemistry.
That's it. All right, Chris. Old school or new school? I'll start the clock when you start talking.
All right, so the question before I said evolution, and I'm sticking to that. What's better? It's the new school. New school bringing more revenue. New school is better skilled. New school is the basketball is shown to a bigger audience. I mean, first of all, the skill of these guys is unmatched. Okay, yes, they coming out. You said something about 4 years because most of those guys had to stay 4 years. We see guys coming out of high school, guys coming out their first year because they're more skilled. It's a lot of. I'm not calling you. There's a lot of guys from the old schools hating on the new generations because they're better than them. This new school is so much better than the old school. Hello?
You good? You good? Keep going. You straight? No, you had it. No.
Oh.
Oh. Did you pause the clock, Cam?
Yeah, I paused.
Oh.
He had it.
He had it.
Oh, what happened?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, look. I'm gonna get you where you at.
Just give me 20. How much I got? Like 20 seconds?
You got more than that.
All right. So tell me when I can go.
Go.
Like I said, it's being brought to a newer audience. We got over 200 countries watching the NBA right now. We got over 38 countries playing in NBA right now with these international players. The new school is better. Back in the day, everything would have been stuck in the old ways. There is no evolution. You don't see guys like LeBron James right now if the old school stayed the way it is. You know, old school did their thing in the 60s, going to the 70s, to the 80s, to the 90s, to the 2000s. Everything got better. If you want to stuck in the old ways, we want to be seeing NBA right now would be trash. Nobody wanted to see guys 2 7-footers stand together. That's it. Take me to my rebuttal. My mic messed my mojo up.
All right. Rebuttal. You got 1 minute, Con man. I'll start the timer when you start talking.
Again, relating to to the old school, the players that come out today, again, do not know the fundamentals. I'll give you a simple analogy. John Stockton, Karl Malone. Pick and roll. Give and go, backdoor, pick and pop. Did it for what, 15 years? Fundamentals. The way the game is played now, it's more athleticism, but the fundamentals will get you by when all your athleticism goes. Fundamentally sound, the players were fundamentally sound back in the day. They're not now. They rely on their athleticism. Yeah, the game has grown, evolution, obviously. But what the game is lacking is fundamentals and team concept. I can go on.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Chris.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Damn technology. I'm ready though.
All right. Go ahead.
So you talked about defense. You know, it's a difference. Defense was tough back then, but for me right now, you got to be a better defender to play in this NBA because there is no hand checking. A lot of players can get by just using their brute strength. Right now, you have to have skill. You know, fundamentals is nice. These players now have fundamentals. You can't play without fundamentals because not everybody relies on athleticism. Steph Curry is not relying on his athleticism. Trae Young's not relying on his athleticism. Klay Thompson's not relying on their athleticism. They're relying on skill and they're relying on fundamentals. Now, there's guys that jump out of the gym. That's fine. At the end of the day, they're more skilled than the guys back then. They played 4 years, like I said, because they weren't as skilled as the guys now that come out in 1 year and dominate. It wasn't the guys like LeBron James that had the skills and the fundamental and the foundations coming out at 18. There's a handful of guys, but you see a lot more younger guys now coming straight to the NBA and doing their thing. Because the new school took what the old school did and took it up to another level. That's why I said the new school will always be better. And it'll be like that in 50 years. The new school will be better than that old school because evolution always is going to come and take over. Like whatchamacallit, Dwight Howard, like Doc Rivers said, Joel Embiid is a mixture of Patrick Ewing and Kevin Garnett. That's 2 old school players wrapped up in a new school player. A 7-footer that can shoot like a guard, that can play defense like one of the best defenders of all time. New school's always going to triumph.
All right, that was question number 2. That was really heated right there. That was real heated. Trey, you got 3.
All right. This could determine it. It's really close, like really, really close. So make sure your wording's right and everything else like that. So my question to y'all is, out of the whole history of the NBA draft, who is the worst number 1 overall pick ever or the biggest bust in the NBA? The biggest bust in the NBA.
All right. Biggest bust in NBA history. Chris.
Yes.
Start with you whenever you're ready.
I mean, does this have to be a question? The biggest bust, the worst number 1 pick of all time is Anthony Bennett. This guy only played 4 years in the NBA. Number 1 pick. Only played 4 years into the NBA. We remember that Cleveland Cavaliers team. They had Kyrie, they had Deion Waiters. Anthony Bennett was supposed to be, this top guy coming in here. He did nothing. Less than 700 career points. He played for 3 different teams and didn't contribute to none of those teams. You had guys like Giannis in that draft, Michael Carter Williams in that draft, Victor Oladipo in that draft. Okay, you might say at the time those guys wasn't worth the number 1 overall pick, but if you draft them and they wouldn't have played the way he played, this man Anthony Bennett was the biggest bust of all time coming out of UNLV. Everybody said, what is he going to be? What is his potential? It was people that was sitting there at the draft saying, I wouldn't even take this number 1 pick. I would trade down. When you drafted at the number 1 over pick, you're supposed to be your team franchise player. You're supposed to be a transcendent player. He was none of the above. This guy was 6'8", 6'9". He had the body to be a good player, but didn't have any skill, any talent, any athleticism. This dude had nothing. He didn't even show a lot at college to be worth the #1 pick. And then when he came into the NBA, we talking about bust. He did nothing in the National Basketball League. He went over to the overseas, did nothing over there too. This dude didn't have a lot of talent. He wasn't a very good player, and that's why he's out of the NBA right now in less than 10 years.
There it is. All right. Anthony Bennett for Chris. All right, whenever you're ready. Mike.
That was very good, Chris. But I got one better. Greg Oden, coming out of Ohio State. It was between him and Kevin Durant for the #1 pick. Greg Oden came out like he was going to be gangbusters. Ended up averaging only 9.4, 7.3 rebounds a game. He was supposed to be a game changer again, and we all know what happened to Kevin Durant. So for that reason, I would definitely go with Greg Oden because look who he was paired with as a #1 pick. It was either him or Kevin Durant. Now, Anthony Bennett was a great player, and he came up with high expectations also. But I think if people remember back then when Ohio State was going in the finals at NCAA, Greg Oden was like a man playing amongst boys. And that's why they took Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant at that time, even though he scored a lot of points, he was really thin in stature. But Greg Oden was a man, looked like a beast, like he was going to terrorize the NBA. And obviously, he was part of the Portland Curse, which was another first-round pick, a #1 pick. LaRue Martin before him, again, was a bust 1972 when he came out of college and got drafted by Portland. But to answer your question, it would definitely be Greg Oden, the man-child who was supposed to be dominating the NBA and never did. And he has to live with the fact that #2 pick was Kevin Durant.
Stop.
Gentlemen, let you rebuttals. You gotta bring it. Gotta bring it.
Chris, you got a minute on your rebuttal?
All right.
Whenever you start.
All right, I'm ready. Now listen, I heard you call Anthony Bennett great. How is he great? He never averaged more than 6 points. You brought up Greg Oden. Can you really call somebody a bust that didn't play because of injuries? It's not like he had, a chance to actually play and show his full talents. Because when he did the beginning of like 20 games his rookie year, he was doing good. The injuries kept cutting his career short. Anthony Bennett had all the opportunities to be great. He was on the court. His game wasn't messed up because of injuries. He was playing 50-plus games this season. He played on different teams to show his talent. Greg Oden, the reason why he didn't play, the reason why everybody wants to call, man, it was because of injuries. You can really call somebody a bust when they never had a chance to show their full potential. Like I said, Anthony Bennett had all the time and opportunity to show his full potential. Greg Oden's career was cut short because of injury. We saw what he was in college. It was no question that he was a great player, that he was deserving of that pick. There was questions about Anthony Bennett, and he had the time opportunity to show he was worth it. He didn't. Greg Oden, like I said, career was cut short because of injuries. Because if it wasn't, man, that Portland team would have been a beast, and he'd be the reason why.
Comment. Rebuttal. Whenever.
All right, no problem. No problem. That again, stating the fact about injuries, you could say the same thing about Sam Bowie. Same situation with Mike Jordan. Injuries are part of the game. That's what happened. Now, you ask the owners of the teams who drafted these players, they will tell you they were bust because that hurt them financially and hurt their pick in the draft. So, in my eyes, I'm going Greg Oden because, again, the anticipation that he was going to be something that he was not. Bennett, like you said, he got an opportunity to play, and he didn't play very well. Greg Oden didn't get that opportunity because of injuries. To me, that was a bigger bust. Now, if you were owner, you picking that team, you got something out of Bennett. You didn't get anything out of Oden. And Oden played, again, injury prone, and his career was cut short. I give you that. But in my eyes, Greg Oden, without question, was the biggest bust. Without question.
That's it.
Gentlemen,
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is tight. This is really, really tight. This is really tight. The judges gotta make a decision here. Ooh,
Do we need a 30-second timeout?
we might need one.
We might need 90 seconds.
Let's take
All
it.
right.
I have debated. I have been a judge on so many debate shows. This
This is
one,
the tightest one.
This is the tightest one. It literally came down. Oh my god. It was split. Oh, I'm glad I'm not reveal this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was, like they said, this is probably one of the hardest ones to give an answer to. Now, literally, we're still typing in the group chat. It's crazy. Like, it went back and forth, Let's break it down to each question, and let's just go it that way. The first question, let's read it out. Let's read the question out, okay? The first question was, where does Dr. J rank in the greatest dunker of all time? We gave that one to Chris. So Chris took round one. Okay. Number two, what era was better in the NBA, old school or the new school? We gave that one to Michael, the con man. And then the third one, it was who is the worst number one pick in the NBA ever? And it literally, like, it went to the rebuttal. Like, if this person's rebuttal was better, he would have won the debate. He would have won. We gave that one to Chris Brown. So Chris Brown is the winner.
And it was by here. Honestly, it depended on me. I ain't gonna lie. It depended on me. You know, it was 1-1. They had split the last one, and it came down to me. And it was hard. Like, first, your initial responses, I didn't answer after that. I couldn't, because I thought they were both good answers, because Anthony Bennett was a buzz at number one, but I didn't expect much from him to start. And he made a really good point about Greg Oden, because Kevin Durant followed him. So that make him just that much bigger of a buzz. So I'm like, oh, snap. Here we go. We get down to the wire. What did it for us, or for me, was the rebuttals. The rebuttals, I think just slightly, I gave that to Chris, but man, I don't want to be a judge no more. That was too tight for me.
That was tough.
That was too close for me. Yeah, that might be the last one I judge, because I hated to see, honestly, one of you guys get eliminated, because that was probably the best debate we've probably had on this show, period. First round, second round, championship, whatever. This was the best debate right here in my eyes. But man, woo.
Hey, Chris, if you didn't say the stats on that third question, Mike probably would have won it, man. It came to rebuttals. Like, yeah, this was great, man. Chris, before we get what you have to say, we're gonna let Michael say what he had to say, then we'll give you, Chris.
Well, congratulations, Chris, man. You the man. You're a young blood. I think we're all in good hands having you, giving a young perspective on everything, and you're gonna go very far. And I congratulate you 100%. It was an honor going against you, and you did your thing.
All right, Chris. Well, we'll give you the big screen.
I don't want the big screen. Trust me, I'm fine. But me and Mike, like I said, when I set this up, I wanted whoever I felt like was going to give me the best test. and you by far was the person I wanted because you call yourself a basketball historian, and that's what I want to be. I love basketball. I got probably more knowledge about things from way before my time than I do right now. So, man, you brought it. You brought it. I feel like I knew how you were going to go on a lot of these questions. I feel like the judges kind of knew how we were going on a lot of these questions. It was about who brought it more. And, man, even if I was judging this, it was neck and neck.
Man, it was tough. I'm talking about when the 30-second video was going. I was still typing my answer. Like I didn't know who to pick because I hated to see if I pick one of you.
Yes.
I hated to see one of you have to be eliminated per se for the contest because both of you guys brought it, man, and it was a good debate. Like I said, I don't know if I want to be a judge anymore after that.
Compton, you brought it. The things, almost everything you said, I have written down. The stuff about Dr. J, I have it written down just in case if you'd have got first, you'd have said something else. Everything I feel like you'd say because it was all the right answer, I had it written down, man. So salute to you, man. This is awesome. This is awesome.
It was definitely dope. It was definitely tight.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Joshua Bailey, hit me up. We might use you. Never know. Just hit me up. We'll see what we can do.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Tonight at 7:30 Central Time, you need to tune in because Con Man, he'll tell you stuff, the history of the game. And me, Coach Cam, Chris Brown, Freddie, we all love basketball. We thought we knew a lot. But what he brings to the table and what he shares, his personal stories and everything like that, it's amazing. Like I can listen to him speak for an hour. So if you're a historian of the game, you love basketball, you want to know more, come and listen tonight at 7:30 Central because Comment will give you everything you need to know. I'm telling you, this guy is a stud at knowledge. He knows everything there is, and you'll learn a lot from him. So please come and listen to him. And
hey, Comment, before giving out the title, tell them what you're going to talk about just so they can be prepared for it.
I have a few things in my head right now. I'll probably talk about Dr. J. I'll talk about playing against Dr. J. Probably talk about, but I'm going to talk about one thing that is probably going to bring me to tears, and it's a guy by the name of George Carter. I'm gonna probably talk about that because I again, as a true historian, I don't want to lose faith in the old people, older generation, and I'm gonna bring something real. I'm gonna bring something and hopefully give people food for thought.
Say, oh, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me.
Hey, this is the All Sports, All Plays Network. You heard the men. Check them out. 7:30 Central. Hey, it's been real, yo. You guys have a good rest of your day and rest of your weekend. Peace.
All right. Catch us at 8:30.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, then in the lane. Variety, topics, never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.